So today I'm going to talk about the Meyer lemon tree, dealing with the Meyer lemon tree indoors. So as we are here in the fall, early winter period, we've brought our Meyer lemon trees and our Satsuma orange tree indoors for the winter time, rest of the winter. And we are in zone 8. And so in zone 8, we're just at the edge of almost being able to leave the Meyer lemon tree outside. But Meyer lemon trees, they can handle temperatures as low as about 50 degrees. Now, some people will say, hey, my Meyer lemon tree is still alive even in the 40s or higher 30s before just above freezing. Well, just because it's alive doesn't mean it's healthy or it's not shocking the plant. Typically, once it gets below 50 degrees, even if the Meyer lemon tree doesn't die, it does some serious harm to the ability to produce fruit and grow well in the spring and the summer if you shock the plant by having it too cold. I know this because I've done some experiments where I've left the plant outside for the winter here in zone 8A, and then grew them side by side, did everything the same exact way, and then came back during the harvest time and found out either the lemons dropped or the lemons were tiny on the plant that was left outside. So what do you have to do to winterize your Meyer lemon tree before bringing it inside? Well, the first thing I do is just before the rains start, I'll go ahead and spray the tree with copper fungicide. And what I'll do with the copper fungicide is I'll go ahead and hose down the plant first, let it dry off a little bit, and then spray it with copper fungicide before the fall rains. The next thing I'll do is I wait about 2 to 3 weeks later, and then I'll take soapy dishwater and I'll take neem spray. And what I'll do is first wash down every bit of every leaf, every branch, every stem, and I do it thoroughly, and wash every bit of the plant because I know I'm going to bring it inside and I don't want to bring any insects into the house. Once that's done, I've let it air dry for about a couple minutes. I'll spray it down with neem oil, including the top of the soil. Typically what I do is I go a little bit overboard, and I'll even actually dig out some of the soil and put in fresh soil on top, just the last inch or so, and then I'll go ahead and even spray that with neem oil. Not only am I spraying the tops, the bottoms of the leaves, the branches and the stems and the top of the soil with neem oil, but I'm making sure I get the undersides too. You have to remember to get the undersides. Most people forget that. Once that's done, I'll check and monitor and look at the plant for a moment, and once it's good to go, I'll bring it inside. Now, with the inside situation, you'll notice that this plant is by the fireplace, but there's no fire being started here in this area. Plus, I also keep it away from the heat vents because it's not very good for it to be close to the heat vent. Now, with this lighting, I'm looking for a compact fluorescent light, 5000K grow light, with full spectrum bulb, with at least 2650 lumensols. And I'm looking to make sure it grows for about 10 to 12 hours per day, but it still needs time at night, which is pitch black, dark without the grow lights. Plants do need to rest too. And so make sure that you give it plenty of time in the evening where it can rest up and not be just under the light all the time. Also, when it comes to the watering, you'll notice that I have some room temperature water down there in the milk jugs. It's really important to go ahead and make sure that the water you're using is not super ice cold from the faucets in the wintertime, because that water is too cold. It will shock the plants. So what I do is I fill up 2 of the gallon jugs of water, and I'll sit there at room temperature eventually, and then I'll water the plants, which I'll be doing in about 5 or 10 minutes after taking this video. Now, what I usually do is I use the little stick meter. As you can see from there, I went ahead and did the stick meter. It looks like that Meyer lemon tree on the right needs a little bit of watering. So what I'll do is I'll water it and let it stay outside today because it's slightly sunny out there. Also, make sure that you never use Miracle-Gro or any fertilizer sticks for potted plants or indoors. What I'll be doing is using a foliager spray, and that will help with the spraying on the leaves, and that is how it'll take its nutrients. So twice a month I'll spray it with a foliager spray, and that will allow it to continue to grow. Now, also, what I'll do is periodically, if it looks like it, I will go ahead and I will spray down the leaves and the bark and the branches and the stems again with neem oil. Now, as I told you before, um, I like to use this kind of triple action neem oil. I found that this particular Southern AG brand is the one I like. Now, I know sometimes during the spring I'll go more natural, but when it comes to insects and and not having them in the house, I'll go ahead and use a little bit stronger neem oil version, although that is natural. Then, like I told you before, this is the copper liquid fungicide I use before the fall's rains comes. Now, you can buy some more natural organic type products that are less concentrated in the copper fungicide um, makeup, and it'll have a lower percentage of the active ingredient that basically hinders the diseases and other funguses that grow. But I tend to like to have a stronger version of that. And then, as I said before, I use the Foliage Pro Liquid Plant Food 936, and I use it twice monthly, indoor use only. And so those are things that I do to take care of the Meyer lemon tree indoors. Thanks and have a great day.